to the skills already on your class that you were going to be able to change them to tailor make your build. But it's a very generic, just you've seen what it was.
Oh yes,
So I'm
and the funny
disappointed in that.
so in my opinion, and I could be totally wrong, what I think is I think spellcrafting is just not happening. I think what they made spellcrafting, what they call it scribing, was actually what they were supposed to make spellcrafting. So I
Right.
think they watered it down, and
Yes.
they
Yes.
changed the name from spellcrafting to scribing. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I was a bit like, what? Wait a minute,
They
you know.
dropped the
Um,
ball. They really dropped the ball because they could have uh, taken what they started in Necrom, which was very good. You know, they added the Endless Archive and they added the Arcanist, which was two new things to the game. It was what they need to do to pump lifeblood into this game. They need to keep adding new things so it doesn't become stale. But instead, they did a 90-degree turn and just put something like the card game, just something blah. It is, here you go. Like, what is this? Like, yeah, so
yeah.
just could have done a
Now
lot more
later
with
on,
that.
yeah, later on the reveal, because at first I felt the same way you were thinking. Then later on the reveal, they show like an I think it was a dark elf or Khajiit. I don't remember too well. I have to go back to the video, but they showed a character in a inside a
Doing
delve.
the little kick flip, the bow thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. If you can, if you have different skills you can use, so kind of like if instead of me doing a roll dodge, maybe something like that, or so I think it's interesting. The thing is, in all honesty, I don't think they really have that set up the way they mention it. I think they kind of gave us a little preview, but they're still working at it. So I don't really know if it's gonna be good or not. It's just very, it's hard to tell. You
It
know,
would have,
I think it
if
was
they
just
could have done what they did and done it to the skills on your, so like you could take a fate carver and change it to change the effects of it. You know what I mean? They could have done that. That would have been very impressive and very exciting. Instead, it's just a generic cookie cutter mold. It's the same for every. Oh, you go get this book and you can change, you know, the effects of what this skill does. Basically, they gave everybody some generic skills. Like the one they showed is the bow flip thing. Um, and you can just kind of change what it does to that. That is very disappointing from what I thought I thought it was going to be. You were going to be able to do that to your class skills. That would have been very cool. That would have been more like spellcrafting, right? If
so I
that makes
believe you
sense.
can. So I believe in every class you have you can you got to do the story. I believe, and from what my understanding, like I said, no one really knows exactly until this stuff comes out. So we could all be right or wrong. But they mention about, so like even when they made the example of the little arrow thing touching the floor, which I thought
Hmm.
was a bit cheesy, but I'm like, okay. But they said they had other skills that you can use as well, as you explore them. So I found it interesting, but my thing is I'm skeptical because I don't know, you know, they didn't give much information about it. It was more like a teaser to be like, oh, this is what we got, but we're not telling you. You're gonna have to wait and find out coming soon to theaters near
Yeah,
you. Yeah, so I was like, I don't think they know what they're what. I think they're still working on
they're
that.
just trying to
You
shine
know.
people on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um.
kind of